All right, let's talk about how to stop getting so easily triggered.
If you want to be less easily offended or hurt by others. Hey everyone, welcome here. I'm Micah. This is Becoming an Expert at Self-Leadership, and in this video I want to explain what you can do, what you can practice to be less easily unhealthy strategies to try and be less offendable. What happens when we get offended? We get hurt. Someone says or does something that triggers a thought process in us that then leads to painful emotions. And the most painful one here is that of shame. The feeling that goes along with a mental picture that sees ourselves as not being enough, as being worthless, as being unlovable, fundamentally broken, and feeling like we need to hide from the face of the earth. Thoughts that may be running through our head in such a moment could be, how can this person say such a hurtful thing? Is it true? Am I really this awful? What is wrong with me?
That's the issue, is that when you're in a low self-esteem state of mind, you believe what people say about yourself than what you tell yourself. And that's a sign of just low self-esteem, where your parents never gave you the trust in your own belief in yourself. They made you too dependent on them. And also it's because we just value the people who we find attractive, their opinion, more than us, because we unconsciously understand that they see things in us that we don't see ourselves, and we value that judgment more, and we're sensitive to that judgment. And that's why the more negative emotions you have, the less you trust your own inner dialogue. The more positive emotions you have, the more you'll trust your own inner dialogue, if that makes any sense.
Do they not get how hurtful it is to say something like that? What is wrong with them? Why do they not see that it's wrong to act like that? The inner thought process that translates something that someone else says or does into shame is called the shame spiral.
Yeah, guys, this happens with guys that get rejected a lot. That's why I tell guys, you got to stop doing pickup artistry. If you're like, I personally think that guys who do pickup artistry, they get so triggered by women that over time they develop hatred towards them because they keep getting rejected by women.
And the bigger our inner shame spiral is, the more pathways it has that lead into it, meaning the things that can trigger us are numerous. And the bigger it is, the quicker we are to go from being okay to fundamentally questioning ourselves, feeling deeply hurt, shaken up, and desperate to feel good about ourselves again. Unhealthy strategies. Firstly, if you're experiencing acute shame, take a break from the situation. When emotions are boiling over and shame is very activated, that stands in the way of
Thinking straight.
Rational thought processing and clear awareness. What's key here is calming yourself in a healthy way with the awareness that you want to come back to processing this situation when you're ready. Step 2, when you have regained your balance, you can, when you feel up for it, strong and willing, start to deconstruct your shame spiral. This is the only way to really be less offendable, to remove the shame spiral from your inside. So this starts by identifying it. Take a good look at it. What is your own personal shame story? And with this, I don't intend to say that there is no boundaries to what others can say or do, and that we should always just look for a solution on the inside without setting boundaries on the outside. That is really important. What I want to say is that before we can do that, before we can decide how we want to proceed in a relationship, we have to be aware of our own contribution to our pain, the contribution of our past.
Because that's really being conscious of what's happening, because the illusion that happens when you react to things without analyzing it is that it's always them. And so you don't be, it's just like, it's like the momentum of the mind is to always be outward and never see what you're contributing to it. And because you're not able to observe how you're contributing to it, you never really take responsibility, right? It's like, oh, all women are assholes, all women are shit. That's how some guys see it as, right? Where, yeah, some women are assholes, some women are shit, some women do play you, but you're contributing to it because maybe you're also not observing how you're creating it, how your negative thought patterns are creating it. Like I thought when I was younger, much younger, I thought I was ugly. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not ugly, but I'm just saying, like, I thought I was like a 7. You know, I don't know, maybe I am a 7, right? Like a 6, you know. But and then I look back at my exes and I'm like, dude, you were not. Except you were meeting some beautiful women, and the crazy thing, they weren't rejecting me. I thought I had a memory of them rejecting me. I was rejecting them because they weren't good enough for me. They weren't perfect enough for me. I had an unrealistic expectation for women. And some women also picked up on that. And the smart ones are like, no, not this guy. This guy's crazy. But if you're not aware of how you're contributing, you're only seeing the women as the enemy. And the next time you meet a woman, you're also going to put yourself on the defensive because you don't realize that you're also creating it. You're half of the problem. But our ego would never, especially if you're fragile, your ego would never let you see why you're the one that's causing it. And yeah, your ego's gonna show you a truth, which is, yeah, they're fucking assholes. Yeah, she's the one that causes. Yeah, that's true. But you also have something to do with it. And if you don't address why you're contributing to it, you're gonna literally, you can meet a woman who's perfect and you will literally convert her. You'll literally turn her into the last woman who hurt you. People have a way of matching your energy. And if you're not aware of the energy that you're creating, you're not going to be notice why you keep repeating these types of relationships.
Contribution of our mind, the contribution of our inner programming. Without that awareness, you'll just stay stuck in a pattern of getting to know people, getting hurt, and then shutting them out. You won't be able to differentiate between friends and toxic people. So this means looking inside of ourselves and getting to know our shame-producing inner programs.
It's all about bringing conscious awareness. Bringing conscious awareness.
It starts with understanding what happens with me in these situations that makes me feel this way.
You're slowing down the process.
Which inner programs do I have that connect to and resonate with what this person said, and then push me down the shame spiral?
Mm-hmm.
The other person isn't doing that part. Our inner programs are doing that part.
Mm-hmm.
The part of our mind that's not our friend is doing that.
And the part of your mind that's not your friend is the part of your mind that you are consciously repressing because it's uncomfortable. You know, it's like when you don't have money, but you still shop, right? Okay. What's that part? The part that says, hey, motherfucker, you're broke. Don't do that. That part that you're like, fuck it. I hope it works. That's what she's talking about. You sort of hear it in the peripheral, but you're suppressing it because you don't want to meet that reality. That shit will become your enemy. That will become your, observe it. Look at your bank account. Look, I'm broke. Shit, this feels horrible. Shit. Negative 300. Oh Lord. Sorry, John. I can't go out. I can't go out. I'm broke. Now you're getting to know that part. Now you're like, oh fuck, all right. I can't go out. I gotta save money. Now reality, getting in touch with reality gets you to make friends with the repressed parts. And those parts won't sabotage you. The problem is that you're surrounded by enemies. And you're not aware there's so many things that the more you suppress them, the more they'll trigger you.
This awareness helps you get distance from it, to stop identifying with it. It's the first step in deconstructing the shame spiral, removing its arms, blocking the entranceways, and making it harder for the shame spiral to find food.
Yep.
And then start building another narrative, one of enoughness, one that builds your sense of self-worth, that expresses your values. Self-worth removes the links in the shame spiral that lead to overwhelming shame. And in this process, it can also help to talk to someone you trust. Shame dissipates in the connection, love, and acceptance.
This is what they have in Alcoholics Anonymous. This is why I think it's such a brilliant organization, because they tell you to write down your resentments, but also say it to somebody. Like what she's, this is what I tell you, man. If you have any habit, like me, I go to Alcoholics Anonymous, but I don't go there for alcohol. I just have a lot of crazy habits, and I've been able to break crazy habits by going to those meetings and talking. Like, it's insane. I've cut down drinking. Like, I wasn't an alcoholic, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I cut down drinking, cut down smoking, cut down so many habits that I had, all because I do what they say. And that's literally what they say. Literally. That's why I tell you guys, if you guys have addictions and you want to break it in a group. Group settings, where you are a social animal. That's how you're your strongest.
Of another person. Thought number 3, a challenge in this process of deconstructing the shame spiral, getting awareness of it, and shifting your inner dialogue and the way you see yourself, your sense of self-worth, is that when someone has a strong shame spiral, they're often unwilling to take a look at that part of the mind that is producing shame.
Yeah,
because to them, it feels like this is further fuel for the shame spiral. Like it's further evidence that something's wrong with them, that they have a shame spiral and that their mind is the one creating the shame.
Mm-hmm.
When someone has a strong shame spiral, they're often stuck in trying to argue with shame and the shame spiral and all these thoughts it includes. And it's hard.
What's sticking these thoughts together, that you see the spiral, is that is your reaction. Your reaction to shame. Rather than when you observe your shame, bring awareness to the sensations of the body. As you're feeling the shame, scan the body, feel each part. As you're consciously feeling each part, feel the shame. And what's going to happen is that it's almost like an atomic bomb where it disintegrates things at an atomic level. Like you break down the things that stick it together. And what sticks it together is your unconscious reaction. I don't like this feeling. Rather, shame, scan the body. Scan the body. All you're doing it because you're concentrating. So you can't say, I don't like it. You don't have time to judge it because you're concentrating on the physical sensations of the body. And this will disintegrate at an atomic level, these reactions. And over time, it'll dissolve. So to get out of shame is not about fixing it. It's about this. It's about breaking it down at its fundamental level through conscious awareness.
Harder for them to take a step back and take a look at it from a bird's eye view. So keep nourishing your willingness to do this work.
She gets closer.
What helps is knowing that just because you start working on your self-worth doesn't mean the other person was right or wrong. It's not about that. It's not about them. It's not about blame. And it's not about confirming your fear of not being enough. It's all about coming to a place where you can rest on the firm conviction that you're enough. Mm-hmm. It's about deconstructing your shame spiral so that when there's conflict, which is a natural and expected part of life, or when someone says something that you find questionable, you can respond to that without falling into a shame spiral. Mm-hmm. Thought number 4, another important pillar of this work, is working on your self-care. Our unhealthy defense mechanisms against the shame spiral often don't allow for rest. They keep you busy in a cycle of activity, and that can also be part of the attempt of trying to numb yourself or run away from experiencing shame. But the thing is, being on edge most of the time, living in nearly permanent exhaustion, is another factor that makes it easier to slip into a shame spiral. Mm-hmm. A chronically overactive nervous system is more likely to slip into any habitual pattern, also
Mm-hmm.
a pattern of shame.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true.
And thought number 5 is a last step. You can think about what this hurtful interaction means for how you want to proceed in this relationship. You could have a good talk about it or set some boundaries. There are many options of what you can do. And when you do it from a place of self-worth, you'll end up making much better choices. As a closing thought, I want to say that becoming less offendable has nothing to do with how sensitive of a person you are in general, but with addressing certain sensitivities and working on them, deconstructing the shame spiral that allows you to feel hurt through certain situations. So it's not about numbing a sensitive heart or hiding it behind walls. With a strong sense of self-worth, what other people say and do won't feel like an intentional attack when it's not meant that way. And if it is, with a strong sense of self-worth, you will also be more aware of other people's contributions to their own perception. You won't feel overly responsible for that.
Yeah, it's pretty much you're gonna stop personalizing everything, even attacks. That's pretty much it. Like you're hypersensitive and you're always personalizing things, you know. And that's how you do it, man. Like I totally agree. And that, but for me, what I prefer is to practice and have a meditation practice, and that's what I tell you guys, emotional mastery. Of course, that literally will teach you the process that I explained of observing and returning to sensations. That literally will dissolve like heat to water. It'll dissolve those insecurities without having to fix them. It's not about changing your nose to feel better. It's about just identifying those thoughts and emotions and memories, and by observing it and not reacting. And over time, you get less triggered. Like me, I'll get rejected by a woman, and it still hurts, but it's like you get over it. You don't hold on to it and bring it on to the next person. So it's a 5-week course that will teach you guys how to bring presence into your life, and it'll increase charisma, attract more respect from other people. People will be more attracted to you, and above all, you'll be happier. And there's a 30-day money back guarantee if you don't like it. Okay, take care.